All right, guys, today I want to talk to you guys about the 11 grails that I want to attain by the end of this year. Hey everybody, what's good? It's always great to see you. Definitely hit that subscribe button, click that notification bell, and hit a like for this video. Today is just a really quick video that I really just want to talk about the 11 grails that I want to obtain by the end of this year. Just books that I thought once were out of reach, seem to be, if the right situation calls for it, might be one that I might be able to achieve. And so this is just my top, it was like a top 10, but that I remember there was one other book that I wanted so it ended up being like a top 11. But these are like big key grails. Not mostly all of these are blue chip keys. They're just going to go up no matter what. Doesn't matter the grade, condition, it's just going to go up always. And so let's start it off with obviously number one, Giant Size X-Men number one, first appearance of Storm, Colossus, Nightcrawler, third appearance, technically fourth appearance of Wolverine, because I believe in the 182, him being his second full appearance, but nevertheless. But yeah, so this is a book that's just been climbing and climbing. It doesn't matter the grade. I think even the 1.0s, the 0.5s are in the thousands. Like there's just no other book that has just been more sought after than Giant Size. I mean, we know that X-Men are coming. We don't know how, we don't know when, but it's definitely a book that you want to try to get before that happens, that confirmation happens. Because once that happens, everything is up to the moon after that. It'll be hard to obtain one, for sure. Just a book that I want to have in my collection. I wouldn't mind a low grade, but I kind of wouldn't mind a mid grade as well. I think like a 5.0, 6.0 is kind of reasonable, for me just to have in my collection. It's a nice mid-sizer, nice mid grade, book to have in the collection. I just think it'll be nice to have. The next book follows right after this, X-Men 94. This is the second appearance of all those first appearances, but it's the first time this team is in X-Men continuity. So that is a big deal. That is a big key for this book. Is this the team that continues the X-Men run from here on out? So that is a big deal. That's a big key. This one is fairly reasonable. Very not as pricey as X-Men, Giant Size X-Men number one, but definitely not one to scoff at either. Definitely those high grades can get up there, but this is a book that I've seen people get mid grades, 8.5s, 9.0s of whatever, and they're somewhat affordable. I've seen this book at a store here where I'm from that was like for $500. Definitely one that I'm putting money to the side for, and hopefully I could obtain it and show it to you guys on the channel. So fingers crossed with that. But yeah, that's definitely one. Definitely if I can go to a show and find it and it be for a reasonable grade, reasonable price, then of course, like definitely going for it. Third, Tomb of Dracula number 10, that first blade. This one is just like Giant Size. It doesn't matter the grade, no matter how low it is. Like this book sells. This book is not cheap. Like first Blade has always been a fan favorite, especially during Wesley Snipes' time. And now Mahershala Ali is going to bring the character back in the MCU canon. So yeah, big deal. This book is definitely not one that you can just find for cheap at all, unless someone is just really down bad for money and trying to get money. But other than that, like this book sells. I don't think as far as I've looked, I've always seen this book go for over 1,000, even in low grade. And even if it's like low numbers in the hundreds, it's because it's a bid. So it's always going to go up. It's just crazy. All right, guys, the next one, Adam, Legend of the Blue Marvel. First appearance of Adam Brashear, the Blue Marvel. Yeah, this one's somewhat affordable as well. Tough to get in high grade, but once you get one in high grade, I mean, you're sitting on money. This is a huge character that everyone is specking on to be in the MCU at some point, especially because he's a love interest of Monica Rambeau, who is Spectrum or Photon or Miss Marvel, depending on which side of the fence you ride on with that. But 9 times out of 10, she's gonna go with the name Spectrum. But yeah, this is one that is really hard to get because it's already a low printed series. The whole run, I think it's 6 issues, but all of them are extremely low print, like less than 10,000. I think 10,000 is the max, but less than that. So not that many around. So when you do find it, it fetches for a big price, but it's one that everyone is specking on. And if it comes true, that is the book to have. Fantastic Four 52, first appearance of T'Challa, Black Panther. That is if there was one, if you told me if there was one book that I could get right now, it would be that one. Black Panther. I mean, Chadwick Boseman, just everybody that's carried the mantle. This book, I mean, this character has evolved into something that transcends like just the regular comic book hero in the world today. And that, I mean, if there was any comic book character that, means more to the world right now than any other hero outside of Superman and Captain America, like even past them, it would be Black Panther. Like Black Panther was the first solo hero story that grossed $1 billion. Like that kind of tells you something about this character and the story they told. Like no other superhero movie did that. No other one has broken $1 billion. Spider-Man is the second to do that or whatever. But Black Panther, I mean T'Challa, that is a book to get. Fantastic Four 48, first appearance of Silver Surfer, first cameo of Galactus. I mean, we know Fantastic Four is coming. It's only a matter of time before we see our Herald, the fan favorite Herald. Honestly, there's so many other heralds that Galactus has had over the comic book run since he's been created. But Silver Surfer is the one that's kind of it's almost like Shaq and Kobe. It's like when you think of one, you think of the other. So it's kind of that. So Silver Surfer, and Fantastic Four 48, Fantastic Four 49, first full appearance of Galactus. Definitely a book to get as well if he's coming. People are speculating that they might make him a celestial in this. I'm not sure if Galactus is a celestial or whatever. I have to look. If comment below and let me know for sure, because I'm not 100% sure if he actually is one in the comics or not. But if he is or isn't, it will make sense regardless. You got to have someone that can create but also destroy, almost kind of like Dragon Ball Z in a way. Now with the angels and the Kais and the God of Destructions, you have to have one that creates but also one that destroys and stuff. But yeah, Avengers 48. That is the first is that first appearance of it definitely make sure that it's in it. But yeah, still an affordable book to get, not so pricey or whatever. I think honestly, if there was any book that if there were any two books that are kind of the less pricey of my top 11, it is definitely Marvel Premiere 15 and Amazing Spider-Man 4 First Silk. Like those two are like the least expensive out of all of everything else. Everything else will require me to save, put money to the side, really build up, which is something that I'm doing and planning for the summer. There's crazy cons happening in the summer, and that is a goal of mine to just stack up to the point where I can go into a con and just get possibly as many as these books if I can, even if it's one book, two books, maybe even three off the Grail list. If I can do that, that's just more better for me. But like I said, this wasn't a long video. Hopefully it's not a long video, but thank you guys for just sitting and listening to what I would want to see behind me on my walls and everything. But if you like what you see and you want to see more, click that subscribe button, ring the notification bells every single time I drop videos like this, unboxings, you guys, gameplay reactions. You guys are the first ones to know. Thank you guys. Be safe, be vigilant, and remember the golden rule: collect what you love and love what you collect. See you guys later.